Welcome everybody to the Age of Becoming Moon River Release and Restorative Rest. We are going to spend some of this Friday afternoon allowing our bodies to unwind themselves. So before we get started, just a couple of quick announcement type things, reminders. June, we're doing something a little bit different. I think all of you are part of it who are here on the call live, but if you are listening later on the YouTube channel, you can join us for all of the classes that we're doing in June, which is at least 10 different classes, movement classes, 2 restorative release classes, and just one price, one link, really simple. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how that works for everybody. If you have any questions about that, you know where to reach me. Also a reminder, if you do join us for June, next Friday, that's June 4th, we're going to actually start at 4 p.m. Instead of 4:30, so that I can go and see some Shakespeare in an outdoor theater, which I'm very excited about. I know I'm going to go see Macbeth, which was the first play I ever read and what turned me on to Shakespeare. So I'm very excited about that. And so next week, 4 o'clock, and then on the 11th, we'll do it at 4:30. Yeah, good. Also, just a reminder also that these recordings, you can find them and share them on YouTube. I have a playlist set up, and so you can go back and redo any and all of our Moon River classes. And feel free to share those with anybody who you think could use some release and restorative. Yes? And speaking of which, today, what we need are a bunch of things. I'm saying 4 or 5 things. So yoga bolster, couch cushion, pillows, folded towel, you're gonna need at least 4, and I'm recommending 5 different things. And whatever you like. One of the things I like about towels and blankets is that you can fold them and get them as fat or as thin as you like. But any of those things will work. I have some thin, firm pillows that I sometimes fold in half, sometimes leave flat. All of those things work. That's what you need today. Good? All right, so today is the last class in our theme of no time to rush. And we are playing this week in particular with the power of a sacred pause. And all week this week, I have been playing with 2 things. In conversation, taking a breath after someone stops speaking. And I tend to have lots of ideas and things I want to say. And it's been really interesting to pause after either I speak or someone else speaks and see what happens. It's been an informative exercise for me, and I'd be curious if you've ever played with that yourselves. With that in mind, this is a practice that is perfect for exploring the sacred pause. And what I invite you to imagine is that you are in a conversation with your body. And that, say, you speak by choosing a posture, a certain arrangement of support, and then pause. See what your body says, and then respond. Yeah, slowing it down So unlike some of our we will have one part where we'll go a little bit of movement, but mostly this is get into a posture and stay, making the distinction between a fidget and an adjustment. Yeah. I totally know. A fidget for me is totally mind driven. Like, I've been here for a while. I think I want to do something different. Or it would feel better if I adjusted the support. Yeah. So that's what we're going to play with. All right. But first, let's do a little movement. You can do this on your feet. You can also do it in a chair. You could do this on the floor. This is designed just to give the body some reference and some energy moving that we can then play with as we allow it to settle down. Yeah? So I'm gonna move my microphone. Hold on. And here we go. So can you hear some music? Yes. All right, let's begin by feeling your feet, or if you're in a chair, you're welcome just to feel the connection of your body in your seat. And let your feet really rest. And let your body move over your resting feet. Stretching, some yawning, following the sensation, responding to what you feel. Yeah. Keeping your feet really quiet. So sometimes for me, my toes can kind of wiggle around. Now, take a few steps anywhere in your space and then pause. And stepping anywhere, any direction, and pause. Feeling your whole body moving. Now, if you're in a chair, you can still do this. I just invite you to move more of your body as well as your upper body. Nice. And start to really listen in to your body. There may be part of you that needs a little movement. Some kind of relief. Paying attention to the front of your body, sides, and the back. Any given moment, notice the parts of your body that are moving, the parts that are pausing. Notice your breath. Is it moving? Dynamic or still? Happening on the side of your body, from your ankle joints to your earlobes. The inside line of your legs, insides of your arms. Good. And then just pausing and listening to what's happening in your body. We're just going to take a couple of minutes and letting yourself move in any way. So this music to me is very evocative of circular spiral movement. Yeah, almost like water bubbling over stones. And even if you were to set an intention of constant movement, there would always be part of you that was still. Yeah. As you move, asking yourself, what would be even more pleasurable? What would feel really good? What does the back of your body need? From the bottoms of your feet, backs of your legs, back of your arms, back of your back, back of your neck and head. Noticing the little bubbly sounds. See if you can let your breath bubble in. Letting that stream run a little bit faster or slower. Noticing your ankles and your wrists. Good time to really use your awareness to notice any parts of you that really need some attention. Right on. And so from here, as you're ready, let's take ourselves onto our practice space. So I've got a couple of yoga mats here set up, but you could have just carpeting or a rug or a towel, whatever feels good. And I'm going to show you this from the side. We're going to do a seated twist. So you can sit with your legs long or with your legs bent. Feeling your spine as long as possible. So lifting your crown away from your sits bones at your base of your pelvis. Then bend in one knee and cross that foot over the other thigh. If that feels like too much, just leave your knee, your foot right on the inside of the other leg. Take a big breath in and hug your knee in. Then wrap of the opposite arm around the thigh, spiraling up and looking around. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, wrap. Looking for pleasurable sensation in the outside of your hip, along your spine, through your neck, letting your eyes soften and relax. Taking another deep breath, lengthening the spine up, spiraling around. And then very gently unwrap your leg and take this bent knee and draw it back, rolling onto your back, taking half happy baby. So this could be with a hand behind your thigh, pulling your knee down, your shin, or the inside of your foot. The idea here is to have a 90-degree angle at your knee and at your ankle, so that you're getting some opening, some release through your inner thigh. Doesn't matter how low it goes or where you're holding onto the leg, just feeling whatever sensations arise. Another variation, if it feels good in your body, is to straighten your leg. Not everybody's body is cool with that. And this is a practice about pleasure, not about forcing or creating anything in particular, except for you attending to your body. Then gently draw both knees in, roll toward the bent leg, push yourself slowly up to seated, and come back to the long seat. Let yourself reorient to upright and draw the other knee in toward your seat, either alongside the inside of your thigh or crossing over, whichever feels more easeful. Notice the opposite foot is engaged, toes toward the sky. Wrapping with your opposite arm around the bent knee, taking your back hand as support, pressing. Sits bones down, crown of your head opens up like a funnel or a searchlight toward the sky. I sometimes imagine the celestial energy pouring down into my body from above. Breathing deep and long, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate. One more deep, long breath. Maybe squeeze the thigh in a little bit and then exhale. Rotate back to center. Unwind your leg and take the bent leg back with you. Onto your back for half happy baby on this side. Again, you can take your thigh, draw down through your shin, or hook your hand over the instep of your foot, with the idea of creating a 90-degree angle at both ankle and knee. This side may, in fact, it's likely that it's very different than the first side. Looking for sensation that feels good. It is not a strain or an effort, but an allowing. Again, just drawing both knees into the chest, rolling to one side, and draw yourself up into seated. So we're going to begin with our first posture here that I'm calling super supported single leg straddle. So taking your whole pile. So I've got 4 things here. And allowing yourself to scoot up close to this pile of props. And some people, and I'm actually one of them, feels really good with both legs out straight in a straddle position. Most bodies do not groove to that. If yours does, like mine does, you're welcome just to hang out with both legs long, up over your pile and down. If you prefer, if it works better for your body, fold one heel close to your groin, and that should allow a little more space in your low back and in your spine. And again, take yourself up high, up long, and drape over your pile. Now this is a posture where the sacred pause is really helpful. Many of us carry a lot of tension, accumulated tension in the hips. So sometimes we get into this shape and it feels tight. My invitation is to take a few breaths and see if that doesn't unwind itself. You might imagine your breath moving into your body and swirling into your hips. You can do whatever's comfortable with your hands. You can let them lie flat or rest them together or even tuck them under your pile of things. See if you can let the foot on the long leg, as well as the foot that's bent in, relax. I'm letting one cheek rest on my pile. You could also take your hands on top of each other and rest your third eye, the space between your eyebrows, on your hands. Notice your jaw and let a little space between your teeth. And take a few more breaths into this side. And then as you're ready, just press your palms down. Slowly come up and pause with your nose right to the center of your pile of props. Maybe some micro movements through your neck. And as you're ready, shifting sides so that the other leg is long and the other foot is tucked in. Again, lifting up, breathing deep, feeling your spine go long, and then drape yourself fully onto the pile. Relaxing both feet, relaxing your jaw, feeling the back of your neck soft. Allow your breath to do whatever it chooses to do. And perhaps imagining it moving into any places that feel like they're holding on. Noticing your hands, your scalp, your low back. Allow your breath to flow into those spaces. couple more breaths here. And let your palms come underneath you. Press down. Come back up into seated. Looking down squarely at your pile of support. And then slowly using the sacred pause, the space between poses for your practice as much as any other part of it. We're going to take Mountain Brook with 4 props. So 1 is for the back of your head, 1 is for your heart, 1 is for the back of your knees, and 1 is for your feet. So the feet might be the place to begin by allowing the arches of your feet to be supported, and then taking a prop under your knees and 1 under your heart. Depending on your body, you may want more or less lift in any of the 4 places. So explore this for yourself. Again, folding towels or blankets or pillows to give your body the support it needs. The support that's under your heart, make sure that it's under your heart and not under your throat or under your low back. You want to feel a lift through your sternum right here, and a release of your low back with the support under your knees. So the image here is your body as the mountain brook pouring over the 4 stones, the 4 props. You can let your arms be out to the side or down, closer to your body, or you can have them rest on your body. Again, adjustments are welcome, and see if you can avoid the mind-centered fidget. Softening the fronts of your ankles, the backs of your knees, the front of your heart, and the back of your neck. flop out gently to the side. And notice the sensation through the insides of your legs, from the inner ankles all the way up through the inner line of your leg. Let your body be breathed. Without effort, let your breath flow like the mountain brook over the stones. Last few breaths here. See if you can let the mountain brook get deeper. Taking intentionally deep breath, and slowly bend your knees and take your feet now onto the support that was underneath your knees. Pause here for a moment and just feel your body change its shape. And then gently roll to one side, using your top hand to press down and bring yourself slowly up to seated. Pausing here, allowing the flow of energy to move down from your head into your body, into your legs. I always know that it's a good pose when I feel like I could stay there forever. But we have one more that we're going to do together. There's a couple variations here, and you can use any number of your supports. We're going to do a supported bridge, or what a variation is called the starfish on a rock. So we want to start by building up our support. So here, the higher the support, the more easeful for bridge, and the more stretch for starfish. So starfish is going to be when we stretch out the legs. So if there's less support, it's less of a intensity. But if you stay in bridge with your feet flat on the floor, it's more support. So make the choice. I like to have something for my head and also have something for my eyes here. Depending on the temperature of your room, as we've been practicing for a little bit, you may want a blanket too. So now take your body and sit on your support. And scoochie your tailbone to the front edge of your support, and then very gently lie back so that your low back is supported. So my feet are flat on the floor and my knees are bent, and my legs are in parallel. For some people, it feels better to have the feet wide and the knees in. That's not true for my body in this position. Again, adjusting the support so it doesn't feel like a strain on your low back. Getting lots of lift under your sacrum, the lowest part of your spine. Check out your neck. So I like a little bit of support here so that the back of my neck is long. But you kind of want to find the happy middle. You don't want it to be your neck tucked too far in, and you don't want your chin jutting up. So find what feels like the Goldilocks middle ground. See if you can relax your feet and relax your hands. So this creates a bit of an inversion. That means that your hips are a little bit higher than your heart, which gives your heart a little break. Now you're welcome to stay here if this feels good, especially if you have that feeling like I could stay here for a really long time. Stay here for as long as you like. If you'd like to experiment with the starfish, simply lengthen your legs long. I like to take my hands either over my head or out to the side like the arms of starfish, draped on a rock. And again, this is a posture where we might hold a lot of tension in the fronts of the hips. And so at first there might be a little tingling or tension. I invite you to take some deep breaths into this space. And let it unwind itself. If it feels good, you're welcome to take an eye covering or just let your eyes softly close. Allow yourself to feel sensation. Perhaps the temperature and textures that your skin is receiving from the outside. And also be alert to sensation that your skin is feeling on the inside. Toes and fingers softening and curling like the edges of the petals of a flower. Your sternum, your breastbone, floating on your breath like a lily pad, floating in a pool of water. Adjusting your body as needed, bending or straightening one leg or two in response to sensation rather than thought. Then gently taking a couple of breaths, just very lightly deciding if you want to stay here or if you want to come into what I call full-on Shavasana without props, or maybe with props. But I'm going to play with gently removing the supports from underneath me and letting my body rest fully on the earth. You could do this on your back or on your belly if that feels good. Of course, you're welcome to stay anywhere that feels supportive and easeful. Breathing into the support of the earth underneath you. Remembering here at the end of our practice that that support is always there, always available for us to soften into, whether we're moving, walking, dancing, or resting. Using the sacred pause as an opportunity to connect to that sacred support. So as you're ready, and you are welcome, totally welcome to stay exactly where you are. And if you're ready to close the practice, slowly move yourself from wherever you are, slowly into some kind of seat. If you'd like to come back to your screen, you're welcome to. Thank you, friends. Yeah, let me just, thank you to each of you.